All right, so we've driven about 45 miles from Coeur d'Alene up into the mountains on the border of Idaho and Montana. This trail is called Roller Coaster. It's rated a 7 on NX, and we won't take the rating system with much scrutiny. Everyone rates it a little bit differently, so we'll see how it goes. But from what I've seen on Instagram, this should be pretty fun. Turning in the Star Wheel definitely helped on the highway. I was able to get into boost a little bit quicker, just to have a little bit more responsiveness out of the engine. Sacrifices a little bit less fuel economy, but well worth it in my opinion going up those mountain passes. So we're gonna find the staging area up here, air down, and then just get into it. Remember guys, we're very close to getting to 10,000 subscribers. We've had almost 1,000 people subscribe this month. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you watching the channel and supporting. Once we get to 10,000 subs, we're gonna put 1 ton into this thing. So appreciate you guys. All right, we're stopped up at a little staging area here at the beginning of the trail. We're gonna air down. I'm gonna go down to like 7 PSI. A lot of you guys were saying in the last video that I should have aired down even more. Things I worry about is that these axles have to work a lot harder, especially with the steering up front, and I don't want to break anything. So I think 7 is a good number. I was down at 8 or 10 last time, but I have my quick deflator, which tells me exactly what PSI we're going down to, but we're not really going that fast. These bead locks that I bought came with quick deflators, so I can basically just pull this tab and then I get them down to wherever I want just by sight. So I'm not gonna really go for the right PSI. So we'll pull these out and they're down to about 7. And as always, remember to drive safely. All right, first little obstacle here, and get ready for some rubbing. Actually, I don't know if I should go over this. It's a little crazy. Center diff lock is engaged. Let's try it with the lockers. Hopefully we don't break anything. I feel like I'm gonna keep saying that first. Just the rear locker, that's all it needs. Easy. Disengage the rear locker. We got some tough obstacles coming up here though. We got some big rocks here. I'm licking my chops because I haven't really had the chance to go over anything like this. I'm hoping that it'll be alright. This is a pretty big obstacle, but this is YouTube as well, so let's have some fun and hope that I don't have to use my toolbox now. No lockers on right now. I need the lockers. Back up. I can't see where my front tire is. I'm trying to place it without seeing, so let's go with our rear locker on. Disengage the rear locker. Pretty sure that I need to go over left. Let's see. This would be a good opportunity to get out and check and look at the obstacle, but it's a Land Cruiser. I'm sure we can get over it. Plus we got sliders. Making the tire pressure down at 7 is definitely like the sweet spot. Really nice. I haven't even had to use the sliders yet. There's a little rock pit here. Let's get stuck into the rock pit. Why not? It's been good so far. Okay. Looks like we're going to need a rear locker for the up section of this part. steering is tough. If I just gun this, I can probably make it up. I don't know what that was, but it was loud. Just a little speed bump, you know? This is what I love about the A series, is this short wheelbase with that departure angle right there. It's kind of slump in there. Look at that breakover angle. 42's just turned this thing into it looks like a unicycle or something. Like, with the amount of clearance, not a unicycle, but there's just so much clearance in these tires, it's just crazy. I'm gonna take the hardest line possible on this and go down in the ditch and see what it does. A little stuck on the rear, there goes my thumb. Never keep your thumbs inside the steering wheel for that reason right there. Okay, so one of our wheels isn't catching. I can't see what's going on. You guys can, but I'll have to see when I'm editing what I was doing wrong. There's the rear locker. Still have a little bit of steering, just missing that tree. A little tippy there. I'm gonna sit out and check and see how that looks.
You're on a log.
It'll never come through on camera, but this angle right here, if you get over here, you can kind of see is pretty intense. I'm up on this log here, and the whole truck is just like this. So got a little tippy there, kind of put the wind up me. I think I'm gonna give it a shot though. I think if I reverse right hand down, I'll fall a little bit more into the rut. Doesn't feel great inside the cab, I'm not gonna lie, but I think I'll be good. Let's try it. If I flip over, I flip over. Don't feel great right now. Let's give it a little reverse. Let's see how it does. Got my rear diff on, lock on. That's feeling a little bit better. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why that felt so bad. It wasn't that bad, but now we're a lot better. This one is doing the same thing. There we go. Not so bad. Not so bad. Alright, got out of a little bit of a tricky section there. That was fun. And I'm sure we've got miles and miles of this, so, well, 1 mile anyway, so. Let's see. Okay, stuck here. It's so nice having a center diff lock on. I feel like such an idiot for not having that on last time, but it is what it is. You live and you learn. Means the tires are doing what they're supposed to do. Wheel locker's still on. Doesn't need to be. Turn them off. By the way, whoever I'm selling these axles to, lockers do work. Even though I'm kind of putting them to the test a little bit here, they do work very well. And there's nothing wrong with them. Ooh, here's a nice little rock garden. That's going to be my tow hitch hanging over. Maybe a gas shaft, I can't tell. The nice thing about having such big tires is that
Got some logs up ahead.
yeah, the nice thing about having such big tires is that just obstacles that you wouldn't ever dream of going over, you can go over. So I'm not sure if we'll make this next obstacle. We'll give it a try. I think we can do it, but it's pretty much just a vertical, some logs. So got a log down here in the pit. Yeah, I don't think we're getting over that because we've also got a log in the pit. So if I get over this, I'll be very surprised. This is where you can do some damage. So I need to be careful here. I can always just opt out over here on the left and up to the main trail. I think if I don't want to get too sideways here, but I'm gonna have to shoe this thing. Okay. what we're gonna do. We're gonna try it with the rear locker. We want steering as much as possible. So first gear, low range. It's not gonna have it either. Okay, locker off. Let's try a different angle. I think if I go for that right side, it'll be a little bit easier. Oh no. No, I don't think so either. It's just pretty vertical. So let me see if I can steer this in position. I can get over a little bit more. Really help. I see what's wrong. I can't steer right. That log. I doubt I'm gonna be able to get this just straight on, but let's give it a try. See, I'm not liking my angle, but having my right tire up on the right side might actually help me just ever so slightly. I think that's the line, is to get over as far on the right as possible. I know I can come over here and get over it, so let's reverse and try with the locker, rear locker. I might even try with both. Now, one thing I learned from the previous video is that these e-lockers are not like air lockers, and they like to get a little bit of a running start before the obstacle. So let's give them a chance here and see what they do. Being very careful to feather the clutch. We've got enough torque in this engine to break every bit of drivetrain in the truck. Just feathering the clutch. Imagine we're on the sliders. I love it. We can bump it. We're not locking it. Actually, we can bump it. I might be able to get over this. Otherwise, we're going to have to winch. I really don't know if I have to. I'm thinking we can just bump this and get over it. What do you say? This is how you break an axle. Hello.
Hi.
Let's try this slow and low. We're up this thing. We just need a little help from our rear locker. So we'll try it with the front first. Okay, real slow. Reduction. Look at these factors. Let's do a log.
You're running into the log. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, I keep sliding over. Okay, let's start with both diff locks on. Slow and low. I can dig. I think that was a rock. Okay, no lockers. if we can steer into this crevice here. That works. This should all be child's play from now on. This is a tough breakover angle because it is so steep right here. But I think we're fine as long as we get slow. I think all that is my rear pitch hanging. But that's fine. Steering is actually surprisingly, it's still pretty strong, so. It's got that Saginaw pump behind it with Cummins. It's a nice little rock curve again. And then this guy. I'm gonna look at the paint on my sliders after this, but I haven't really gotten into my sliders a whole lot actually. Can't see. Oh, here's a cool obstacle. Just after this obstacle here, we've got pretty steep little log. If I can get over this, I'll be surprised. All right, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to get up this, but we shall see. No.
There's a big ass tree blocking the road.
No way!
Yeah, you can't get all the way through.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Okay. At least there's like chicken.
Yeah, you get to mess around like for most of the trail.
Yeah.
But damn near like right at the end of the trail, there's a big old
That
tree.
sucks. Dang, okay.
And it's a little bit off the ground, so you can't really go over it.
Oh, dang, okay.
I think sweet though.
Thanks, man.
Have a good
You
one.
too.
Thank you.
Looks like we are blocked in the trail, so that's always fun. Okay, let's try with all lockers. We have a steer wheel. And she loves it. This one I don't know about. This one is pretty much just, you know, a pile of rocks. But you want to put this to your ultimate test. This is a Cummins Land Cruiser on 42s, and we're going to try it. This is probably one of the more intense obstacles I've ever contemplated doing. And we're just going to drive straight at the rocks on the biggest ones and the most jagged ones. So let's see how we go. Axle housing. So I'm going to want my rear locker on, not my front locker. That rock's just pivoting. This side is there's trees right here. We don't really get into that panel damage area, so I'll just move that rock out of the way. I've gotten over everything so far. Okay. That's a walker.
There's a boulder that's really loose underneath you.
This would be a good time to get out and look at what's going on. Or are you just driving?
Dave, it's hitting. The boulder is hitting, I don't know what it's called. But one of them, maybe the driving.
Alright, well, it says that the boulder is hitting the driveline. Well, that's turning back on it.
What was that?
So it might be turning the back out.
Yeah, that's good.
Alright, let's get out of this pit and we'll see what we've done. If anything. Front locker. There we go. So lockers do make a big difference. Need front locker. Let's give it an inspection. Let's see what we done. Yeah, so it's just a little bit of scraping on the rear tail shaft, but nothing major. It's not bent, so we'll be fine. All right, so all is well. Land Cruiser stuff. This obstacle looks kind of fun. I'm not approaching it from right now. I really would contemplate doing, which is just so nice to have these ridiculously real slow. Trying to be conscious of where my lines are at. That one is fine. Let my wife get up ahead a little bit, drop into this next section. Only on the bits where I know I'm getting into trouble. This rock on my right might give me a little trouble, might be slider territory. No, it's still not. It's 42. That's a relatively difficult obstacle. And you just followed. Eventually that rubbing will just go away. Because there won't be anything left to rub. This thing is just so fun. It's just a tank. Taken every single hard line. This is 7. I'd like to do 8. The only thing is, I'm going to have extra tail shafts. Because that one's not as protected as the front. The front has a sway bar. So maybe if you think about a thicker wall, stuff like that. This trail is super fun. Highly recommend it. If you're in Northern Idaho, there's a bunch of little smaller rocks. See how they fare. No lockers. They're just too easy. I got too cocky. Oh, it's so easy. Come on. These roads are just so fun. It is like a roller coaster. I get why they call this fun roller coaster. Right now. Oh man, this is so much. I just love this. This is my favorite thing in the world. Alright, do that little section there. Call that good. Alright. Got a fun little obstacle course. Fun thing about this course or this track is that it's man-made, so little things like that, it's just like, you can tell some guy was like, hey, let's put this here. You know, it's not just a natural obstacle or natural fallen tree. Well, maybe it's a natural fallen tree. Placed there by a tractor. I think I got like a call it roller coaster. We got a little log pile in front of us here. Again, another little man-made obstacle. Let's try our luck and see how the old Flexi girl does. Well, she's not that flexible. I've limited up travel so much because of the 42s that She actually doesn't have that much of a power, but it doesn't matter. She has tires. Oh, it's so much fun. It is like a roller coaster. I keep saying it. Like, it's a roller coaster. No lockers. Just big tires. And Cummins. I'll turn them over here. She's fun. She loves it. Easy work. Lightweight. This is where you can break a hit now. And not see that rock there. There goes the paint. Who cares? Sticky little situations like that where you come down on a rock and your steering is forced into this really binding position, and then the wheel just takes hold, and if you put your thumbs inside the wheel, break your thumb. I've never done it, thankfully, but I know not to do it. So far, this thing just loves this trail though. It's just eating up pretty much every obstacle. It's been able to go over the hard line in that vertical log path. Next obstacle here. I'm sure some of these have names. Makes a really cool noise every time you let that again when it's under load, especially in center diff lock mode. It's like probably ruining my transmission. Nothing lasts forever. It's a ride. So I've got this tree in the way. This guy's winching it out with his Jeep. So hopefully we can get this off the track. I can actually just drive over that, but he didn't want to maybe do some panel damage, so. Coming up on some of the last obstacles here, but this is a pretty gnarly one. Let's see what we can get into. We've gotten pretty lucky without bending our tail shaft yet, so I would like to keep a spare for these very occasions. Probably something I can get into. No lockers yet. Lockers for this. I'm going to come out just a little bit here, right up there, and I put my rear I might put my front on too for a sec. I know I won't be able to steer left, but I do need to be able to have all my traction. That was a relatively difficult obstacle that this thing just made it look so easy. It's hard to, it doesn't come through much on camera, but I mean, that was just some pretty good boulders, so give it a look. Not even touching my sliders. This thing is just, it's a beast. I love this thing. This is the real shakedown because we got the center diff engaged. Again, I feel like an idiot. It's just, every time I get overconfident in hockey, it's all right, we got a nice little creek here. And nice little cascading waterfall, pretty cool. Just love being out in nature. It doesn't seem very strong, but it seems dinky, but it's like,
Oh, hell yeah, man.
yeah, man. So 12 valve.
Did you build the engine or?
I built the engine. Yeah, transmission I had outsourced, but I bought an old block that had been sitting for 15 years in the guy's garage for $600. I put new bearings, rings, pistons, seals, had the block machine, had the head, brand new injection pump. So this is like a new engine essentially.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah. So pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
It fits in there pretty well. It
do that.
comes with a inline 6 from the factory, but it's a 4.5 and this is a 5.9. So it's just diesel's all stroke, so it's just a little taller. But
cool.
yeah, fits in there pretty tight, but
Well, right on. I'm going backwards then.
okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
Nice to meet
What was
Guys,
your name?
Travis.
Travis, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. My name's Austin. This is Hunter.
Austin. Nice to meet you
Hi,
guys.
Travis.
I have
well.
this will all be on YouTube if that's all right. If you don't mind.
Oh,
just-
I don't care.
Okay, cool,
Nobody
yeah.
knows me anyway. So.
Okay, right on. Cool, yeah. All right, well, that pretty much just concludes the roller coaster trail. Ton of fun. It's rated a 7. I think it qualifies for a 7. I mean, there's bypasses on every part of, you know, those hard lines, but I thought it was a lot of fun taking all the hard lines. She did pretty darn good. She looks super tough with all this mud on her right now. And down at 7 PSI. Center differential lock worked, so that's awesome. We're at kind of like a little logging area here, some really cool tractors. This is a device where I think they just pick up a tree basically with it and it just cuts it, you know, all in this one device, which is pretty cool. Anyway, sorry, ADD. Yeah, she did really well. Stock axles are holding up pretty darn well. So I think I'm gonna actually have to try to break these, which I can do, but yeah, I do think 1 tons are in my future. So again, once we get to 10,000 subs, we're gonna do 1 tons underneath this. So question now is which ones? And I think I've pretty much answered my own question with the Fords. I think the Ford is the one that I'm gonna go with. So anyways, thank you all for watching. Had a lot of fun with this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one.